Greetings from the middle of nowhere in southwest Scotland. I'm just carrying on with my pre-Christmas review of kind of gift shopping, really. And it's been quite a quiet year for gift shopping. I don't have many people to buy for because I don't have a big family, but um, I usually spend a lot more than I have done this year. So this is really good. It's going to be like a really modest kind of celebration, and it's going to be delayed actually because I'm on my own for Christmas. So um, my family Christmas is going to be a few days after the event, and which is always a bit different, I think, because you don't have that, you're not riding the high of Christmas morning. It's a bit more quiet and reflective if you do things after the actual date. I was hoping to do this in natural light today, but we really are in the bleak midwinter. It's I live in a stone cottage on a farm, and we don't really get much natural light anyway. But it's just, I think we had about 15 minutes of sunshine earlier, and it's just grey cloud outside. So I've got my living room lights on now, I'm afraid, which I know isn't, never turns out so good. But these are just a few little things I'm going to show you. If you've seen my videos before, I just, I don't have many because I only started this whole thing at the beginning of the month, this whole project. I'm just trying to keep a record of everything I buy. Really try and be a bit more spend conscious, really have a good think. In this case, have a chat, but really I'm having a think about what I'm buying and why. Obviously Christmas is a bit different because you're gifting. But I'm trying to be more conscious of my domestic budget, especially, and where I'm wasting things and where my money goes. So these are just a few little things I'm going to catch up with. They're going to be kind of stocking fillers, although probably not in a stocking. Probably just sitting under a tree for when my son gets home. He's mad on these little ginger sweets. I think he actually wants to make some himself, but he's not had this type. We haven't seen the blue type before, but we get these. He's been getting these in his stocking, for quite a few years now, actually. They're quite good fun. They're really tasty, made by the ginger people. It's just a ginger sweet. It's warming, it's sweet, it's just a nice sweet. This one says strong ginger candy, so I don't know if they're the same, if it's the same one, but I don't know, super strength ginger, more concentrated ginger perhaps, but he'll be pleased about those. I bought those in a kind of health foods, real food, whole food kind of shop. Just spotted them on the shelf when I was in there for something else. They're not easy to find in the UK. You can get them on Amazon or eBay. Other than that, it's pretty much health food shops, or now and again in a very big supermarket. I've seen them on a kind of specialist shelf. So yeah, they're not a kind of typical high street ginger sweet, not here anyway. But he'll be pleased about those. This is also for him. This is I was in TK Maxx the other day because I was back in Edinburgh for kind of 36 hours, I think it was. But I went to advantage of going to TK Maxx, which is one of my favourite shops for kind of homeware. Also clothes when I need clothes, but I didn't need clothes. So it was, but I was looking at the sweets and treats because they have quite a lot of kind of unusual stuff, or stuff that you don't get in the supermarkets. And my son makes every day, he has coffee with dark chocolate in it. And these are individually wrapped dark chocolates. So, again, it's not, not an exciting present, but he'll appreciate that. And it was recommended retail just over a £5, and it was £4. But again, it's expensive for chocolate, but it's gift chocolate, so you just do it, don't you? I don't think you even think about it really. This is for him. He's always losing headphones. That's a teenage kind of thing. These, I ordered them from Amazon. He's fussy about headphones. I've ordered him headphones before, and he's just not like the fitting, even when they come with different sizes. So these might not get used. But they're, headphones are always handy to have around. I'll use them probably if he doesn't. But I know he's lost his favourite pair, so I thought, just as a wee little cheap thing, they're nothing fancy. But I will say, last year I didn't buy anything from Amazon. I was just shopping locally and shopping independently. Obviously that's a lot easier when you live in a city centre. With one thing and another, with quite a demanding new job, house that I've moved into still isn't organised, and also living in the middle of nowhere, there's really nowhere to go. Kind of dedicated gift shopping, not within easy reach anyway. I've just reverted back to previous habits of just, if there's something I want, I'll just go to Amazon and click buy now. It's not how I aim to live my life, but it's just 2021. That's just the way it's gone, I'm afraid. On the other hand, from budgeting terms, it's, you can't beat it, can you? Or rarely, or not without a lot of effort. You do get cheap stuff that way. This isn't for my son. We were watching it was actually a Lad Bible interview, or Unilad, I think it was. I don't know if they're one and the same thing, with this guy, Neil Woods, who was a cop in England, and he went undercover, cracking drugs gangs, and he had kind of mixed feelings about it by the end of it. It was a really interesting interview. He was really articulate, and he really got into the even though it was just a 20-minute interview, he really got into the kind of moral conflicts that exist when you're arresting junkies, basically, because people don't get addicted to drugs without some kind of personal problem, and quite often really serious trauma that they're not getting any help for anywhere and will probably never recover from. So this guy Neil Woods had a lot of mixed feelings about who was being harmed by the British war on drugs, as it says there. Who are the criminals, who's bad, who's good, and who's bad in that drug war, because it's not as straightforward as you might think. So I was watching it with I was watching it with someone who actually said, I'd love to read that book. So straight onto Amazon, click buy now, and that's going to be a gift. And again, I'm seeing that person after Christmas Day, so, but it will keep. I'm going to wrap that tonight, and it will keep. My son will be pleased about this one, because he's wanted it for a while. I think they've remade it now. It's a Japanese film, Hara Kiri. I think there was a remake, but this is an old one, I think possibly from the 1960s, I'm not sure. But he keeps mentioning it. He's been mentioning it for months, and I don't even know where he got the idea. He is into kind of Japanese history, but just in connection with kind of a couple of pop culture things that he's come across that have raised raised some interesting facts about Japanese history that have kind of caught his imagination. So he wanted to see this particular film, where he got the recommendation for this old film, Hara Kiri, the original. I don't know, but I know he wants this film. He wants to watch this film, and it's a wee bit more expensive to buy because he hasn't, it's not an ordinary kind of thing that you would get out of Tesco or Blockbusters or anything. It's a wee bit harder to get hold of. So I can't remember how much this was, but I think it was between 10 and 15 quid one way and another, maybe it's about £12. But yeah, if anyone's a Scrooge, it's my son, so he wouldn't spend £12 on a film for himself, but that's good for me because I can do that, and that's something for him for Christmas. This is also for him. I mean, how practical are we? He did have a thermos flask, and we do use it because we do go outdoors, and my son likes to take a hot drink out with him. We go walking and we do little kind of mini road trips and things, and we like to take hot drinks. And the last one we did, which was actually driving back to Edinburgh, I said, oh, let's get a hot drink in a thermos. And he said, oh, we haven't got the thermos anymore. And so our old thermos has been, or his old thermos has been lost in transit one way and another, moving house. So yeah, I saw this at TK Maxx when I was in there, and this is the kind of thing that's, you get a decent price at TK Maxx. It was 17 quid reduced to a tenner, and provided we don't move house again and lose it, that will last, and it's good, hot drinks for 18 hours, that's way more than we need. So he'll like that. He likes practical presents. He's not much into kind of frou-frou kind of stuff. He's a bit like me in that way. We like our utilitarian objects, and we're not into trinkets and ornaments quite so much. So that he'll be chuffed about that, I think. Now this is interesting. He likes to read. He's quite, he's interested in culture. He's interested in religion and belief and ideas, historic ideas. So he didn't ask for this. He's not a Muslim. He's not going to convert to Islam. But I thought he'd like to read this, the Quran, and I think I would as well. Just out of, it's as far as books that are important to civilization go, this is, top 2, top 3. So I've got him that, and this will be a surprise for him, and I think he'll actually really like to read it and dip in and out of it. And so yeah, I think he'll be quite intrigued by that. It's always good, isn't it? It's good to learn about other belief systems. It's all an education. So yeah, I got the Oxford University Press. So if you go and start looking around online for Qurans, there are so many different options, but a lot of them, apparently reading the reviews, a lot of them are either quite poor translations, or the production quality is quite poor, even though you think it, there's just so many to choose from. So yeah, I don't know if an actual Muslim would go for the Oxford University Press as their first option, but just as a lay person who wants to be sure that they're getting something that's readable by another lay person, that's going to be translated into comprehensible English. I'm not going to go wrong with that Oxford University Press. And I think this was about £16. It's a hardback copy, so it kind of fits the subject matter, doesn't it? Having a good solid hardback book. And speaking personally for my own books, I pretty much I typically buy second hand. I buy a lot of my own books through Abe Books. I think it's .com or .co.uk. I don't often buy my own books from Amazon unless I'm getting them second hand. But I buy for myself second hand. But obviously, this is a Christmas gift, so I'm buying it new, shiny new. And yeah, he'll learn something from that. And that's, I mean, we never get rid of books ever. We've got so many books. And although my son's not a big reader, you know, he does have some that are interesting to him. I'll just put that aside. Oh, this is a funny thing. This is for someone who wanted blackstrap molasses, and they can't find blackstrap molasses anywhere because it's, you know, you don't get that at the village shop, and you don't get that in, you know, everyday groceries. So I got that at the health food shop, the whole food shop where I got the ginger sweets. I saw that on the shelf. Again, this is a Christmas gift, so I didn't really even pay much attention to how much it cost. I think it was £6 or £7, £5, £6 or £7. But that's a gift, and they'll be pleased to have something that they couldn't get hold of. But you know, I don't think it really matters what you give I think it's listening and understanding people. I think that's what gifting's all about. Like, you know, it's weird to get a jar of blackstrap molasses, but it's, you know, it also represents paying attention to someone, what someone said, filling a gap in their blackstrap, in this case, in their blackstrap molasses life. You know, sourcing something they couldn't source themselves or haven't got round to sourcing themselves. I think that's, you know, it's kind of, I think if you've paid attention to someone, and then you'll get them the right gift, whether big or small, whether something that costs £6 or 60 or 600. It's, if you've paid attention, you know, they're going to love it. And that's what's so wonderful about gift giving. I think it's such a good feeling when you get it right, when you know you've got it right. And it's like almost like helping, I think, in a lot of ways. It's helping them out. The last bit of stuff is actually for my son, and it's clothes. So this is his favourite brand. They're all from his favourite brand. And I'll just say about this shop, it's a popular shop amongst fashionable UK teenagers, Hollister. And they have actually wonderful customer service. We go in the shop now and again if we're in Edinburgh. They've got a big Hollister shop in Edinburgh, and the people that work there, they're always so friendly and cheery. And I mean, I'm not their customer base. I'm a older woman, and you know, I'm buying for my kids, and I'm trying not to spend a lot of money, even though it's I mean, it's a high street brand, but it's not a cheap high street brand. And I go in there looking all tatty in my hoodies and my jeans and my boots and things, and I just always look a bit rough wherever I go. I'm just that kind of tatty looking person. But even though they're all bright, young, beautiful things, they're always so friendly and helpful. And online, their customer service is brilliant, because we've had a couple of, whoever their courier is, we've had a couple of problems ordering online from them. And Hollister if you drop them an email, when something's gone wrong, they sort it out in like minutes. They really do, and they go above and beyond to sort it out. Anyway, not sponsored by Hollister. That's just my personal experience with them. I've, you know, really, really pleased every time we've had any dealings, any proper interactions with them. Yeah, this is a bit of an expense. I think what you see here, which is a couple of jumpers, I think a couple of jumpers and 2 or 3 t-shirts. This is quite a significant expense for me, and that's why I've done it as a Christmas gift. It's quite hard for me to go into Hollister and buy a whole bunch of clothes for my son just for no particular reason, apart from he needs clothes, and he's a bit older now, so he buys a lot of his clothes himself. Pretty much always at Hollister. So yeah, it's not the most interesting gift, but he'll be happy that he's got a whole bunch of new clothes, and also that he doesn't have to take it out of his own money. So yeah, these are the kind of prices they are. I mean, this is a t-shirt and it was 25 quid. It wasn't 25 quid because all these items were either 25% off or 40% off. I think the jumpers were maybe 20. I can't remember what the jumpers were. Either the t-shirts or the jumpers one was 25% off and one was 40% off. So all of these items were reduced by at least 25%. But it was, I think, 80 quid altogether. So I mean, that's over £100 worth of Hollister stuff. I hope he likes what I've chosen. He has done in the past. He chooses his own stuff, but now and again I just go and take it upon myself, and he's always liked it. He likes black and grey and solid colours, and he doesn't like giant logos. He's quite happy with their little bird logo. Wonder what that is. A seagull, do you think? It looks like a seagull, doesn't it? But I've got a gift receipt, so you can always change it. But it's £80 worth of clothes. Doesn't look like much for £80. There's not even a pair of jeans. But another good thing, the colours do actually last. They wash really well. They don't, they keep their softness. They keep their colours. The jumpers, he wears Hollister stuff all the time, and it really lasts. And the jeans are fantastic. I don't know how they don't wash out their colours, but compared to the really, really cheap kind of Primark style jeans that we've bought in the past, these just hold their colour really well. So yeah, that's going to be under the tree for him after Christmas. So yeah, that's it. That's my latest Christmas purchase. In fact, that's my last Christmas purchase, all that kind of stuff, because tomorrow's Christmas Day, today's Christmas Eve. So I'm going to wrap that up later today, and that will be under the tree for when my son gets home. But yeah, I hope that's of interest, and those are some exceptional purchases, exceptional festive purchases, and that's where my money's been going this week. But I'm happy with all of that. There's nothing outrageous. It's all desired and it's all useful. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Thanks again for watching. Hope you all had a good Christmas, because it will be after the event by the time you watch this. Yeah, cheers.